Hello and video. We are on day 17, I think, of the Corona Chronicles. And today you guys are going to get to see my entire herd run wild. So, and Clover, she is missing all of her barn friends so much. I have to tell you, when she saw me today, she was so needy and just wanted to be held, and I was kind of ignoring her. And she like leaped up into my arms. She doesn't usually do that. She's kind of, she's a little lazy for that. But I'm gonna turn the camera around and, well, I'll watch and I'll turn the camera around as soon as they come in. Okay, can everybody hear me okay? Oh, here we go. This is a lot of craziness, hey guys? Oh my goodness, they're having so much fun. I'm good, Lilia, how are you? Yeah, they'll all calm down after they get a few hot laps in. Everybody will sort of settle down. Tearing up some dust, that's for sure. Yeah, after they all get this chaos out, then they'll all roll. Somebody just asked, who is the herd leader? I want you guys to watch and see if you can figure that out. We'll go on like this for quite a while, so. Hey, Sal. See, Nika and Manzer are smart. They're just kind of hanging out outside. There's a lot of chaos in there. We're just gonna hang out here and let all those youngsters. Look at Ona. Ona's talent is walking on her hind legs. She can walk forward or backwards on her hind legs. She's pretty handy like that. Hi, Michaela. So after they all kind of chill out, I'll go back there and I'll push everybody in and I'll shut that door. Watch the ones that are rolling. Usually they get up and they take off and rear and buck and are crazy. Watch Nakona. Maybe she'll make a liar out of me though. No, she's like, I'm good. I don't have a favorite personal horse and a favorite lesson horse. They all have their special qualities that I like, and they all have qualities that I don't necessarily like. It just depends on the horse. Hello, Denmark. Thanks for joining today. Boy, I'm going to have to water this arena after all this nonsense. They really got it all stirred up. Hello, Jackson. See how everybody just kind of settled down now? Okay. So I'm going to set the camera down, and I'm going to just, you guys, we're going to just hope and pray that the horses don't demolish my camera, okay? So I'm going to turn this around. The oldest horse that I have now is going to be Muffin and Nika. Oh, Kelly, thank you so much. We got our first super chat of the day. Thank you for sending sunshine from Florida, Kelly. That is so kind of you. Okay, so as you can see, we do not have sunshine here today. I am in full winter gear. Okay, let me see what I can do here, okay? So I got Miss Kitty's blanket there. I just picked it up off the floor, so finally just got around to doing that. Nellie is not the herd leader, Nakona is, and Muffin is 20. I gotta get all my stuff organized here, guys, because I'm gonna go up back and I'll push them all in. And yeah, so we'll see what we can do. We got a cat sitting right off to the side, and I got all these horses. It's gonna be interesting. Hope they don't bother that. So I'll be right back. So thank you, whoever else just super chatted. I missed it, but I will make sure to go back and see who it was. I am out of breath because my back door is, I'm out of breath because the back door, now that they ran in and out like that, all that dirt got all crammed up in how the door shuts. So now I got some shoveling to do, but it's all right. See what I do for your entertainment? All right, guys, bear with me. Getting all my stuff set back up again. Oh, Joan, I'll be thinking about you. I don't know if a mare and foal have this kind of a relationship typically at this age. I think most foals are typically weaned at this age, so they're not usually together. Mine, I just saw no reason to, I just didn't need to wean them, so that's why I haven't. Did they really? They all came over and were messing with my phone? Stinkers. So while we're out here though, something that I have to be aware of is I have to pick up the manure as they leave it all over out here because I don't want to have huge mess left out here. I don't want all that manure getting ground into the footing. So I'll be walking around and picking up manure while I'm rolling here with the video. So I'm going to try to keep looking at the screen. So if you guys got questions about anybody, that's fine. And then I will get them stirred up a little bit again. I'll see if I can get them all working together as a herd. That's always kind of fun if you guys want to see that. They came and investigated my phone. That's cool. I figured they would. Ouch, Petra. She's whacked her head on that bench. She's looking at herself in the mirror. Now, Rosie hasn't been with the herd, so you guys, they are going to be kind of picking on her a little bit, moving her around. That's pretty normal, so don't get all stressed out about her. That's just what happens when you remove a horse from the herd. Those guys are over there getting a little drink. Muffin's like, I'm certain there was food here. All right, now Miss Kitty's blanket. Ooh. That's a beautiful flying lead change, Ona. Hey, hey, hey! No! Shh, 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 shh. So they've got me in a corner here. So when they all kind of came running in my direction, that's when you'll hear me. I raise my hand up. You can't see, of course, because I don't have a camera on me, but I raised my hand up, made some noise, and then it redirects them. They're just like, oh, gotta get out of here. All right, I'm gonna walk around, pick up some poop, answer some questions. So yeah, Miss Kitty's blanket's right there with my flag and a hay net. This flag is pretty fancy. I gotta tell you, this is a good story actually. So see this, it says Fort Worth Stockyard, or it says Stockyard Station, okay? I got this bandana, and all it is it was a flag that I had bought, but it was a cheap one. If you guys are gonna buy flags, don't buy the cheap ones because they just break right away. And then you end up, oh, Cinnamon, you big meanie. And then you end up just using electrical tape and making a new one out of a bandana. So, but anyway, that bandana, I got that a few years ago. I went to the Legacy in Fort Worth, Texas. If you ever get the opportunity to go there, they actually didn't hold it this year, which was super sad. But, and that was really before the coronavirus became a big thing. But it's a really neat event, and it's a legacy for Ray Hunt. And anyway, I went there and stayed at the, hey, 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 hey! Oh, big meanie. That is not okay. Anyway, I went to the, there's a hotel right in the Stockyards, and I stayed there, and they had a little welcome basket for me because they randomly draw a guest of the day and give you a gift basket. So that Stockyards bandana was in that gift basket, so it's fun. It was a really great trip, absolutely fantastic trip. Really great horsemanship at that event. It was super cool. Basically, it was a colt starting event for part of it, and then Buck Brannaman was there doing a clinic as well. But there was, I don't know, 20 or more colts that got started. I think it was more. I think it was closer to 30. But it was a really amazing event. Super, super cool. It's fun to watch that many colts get started over the course of 3 days. Oh, Manzer. Did you see him just trip over his mom's hind legs? It was funny to see Cinnamon act that way to Rosie. She's usually not one that's really all that snarky. Everybody's just getting readjusted though. Yeah, we can take a look at Lucky up close in a little bit. He's standing there right in the middle by Blossom. I gotta pick up this poop before they get it spread in. So I don't like having horse poop in my arena. It's a lot of maintenance taking care of an arena, and there's a lot of dust. Now I do use a product. If you've ever heard of a product called MAG, basically it's magnesium chloride, and I'm confident. I hope I'm saying that right. There's magnesium chloride, magnesium sulfide. I think it's magnesium chloride. But anyway. It's a relatively expensive product, and I have a friend who's been using the Pet Safe Ice Melt, and she gets it from Meyer, and so it's the same exact ingredient. So I had picked up a bunch of that this year. Look at somebody got bit. It looks like Ona hair. Ona or Rosie. Look at, they're all in the middle of that. But the whole idea, Muffin, be nice. So I'll get these guys moving around and they'll get over their shenanigans here. But, so anyway, I use this magnesium chloride. Now I didn't use very much of it this year. I only used, I think I picked up 20 bags of it, and I maybe used a little over half. And I don't know how much they weigh. I don't remember the weight on it. I can do a whole nother video just on how I prep my arena and stuff. But so the idea though with the magnesium is that it draws, oh, stinker. It draws the moisture into the sand. So you don't have to water it as much. And that works well for me all winter. So I only had to water my arena once over the entire winter. Katie, don't worry about the small horses. They're not going to get run over. As you've seen Daisy, they defend themselves pretty darn well. So don't worry about the little ones. So, but anyway, so that's what I do. But in the summer, I've never thought to add more of that salt into the footing because it's summertime. And I don't think about, putting salt in the arena in the wintertime or in the summertime. Oh, Manzer's got my pen. I don't think about doing that in the summertime because we're not worried about the arena freezing. So I need to do that per suggestion of one of my friends that emailed me. And, oh, you little bugger. Look at, he's got a, look at, and Ona's got one of my kids' shovels, little toy shovel. Get out of there. Yeah, she's like, get out of there. Yeah, Manzer pulled that off the wall. Sorry guys for the randomness here. I can't really put this down anywhere because then I'm gonna worry about them messing around with my phone. You need to get. So anyway, in the summertime though, it's a lot of work because with the amount of riders that I have in my arena, I have to water it very frequently. So we're watering every single day. But I'm gonna give it a try and see if I can use, come on Sal, see if I can use that magnesium chloride in the summer to draw more moisture in. So thank you, Jim, for that suggestion. I just hadn't really thought about doing that in the summer. See Nellie and Annabelle standing together. Yeah, there's horses that just kind of hang out together and other ones that don't. And you can kind of see, you can see that. So Nakona and Daisy and Rosie are usually together. Rosie and Daisy like to chum, and Nakona and Daisy like to chum. So it's usually like Daisy's between the two of them. Petra and Rosie usually like to hang out together. Well, they're kind of just standing with who they hang with. That's kind of what they do. So, all right, I saw some more poop here. Hey, Muffins. See how everybody's nice and quiet now? I always like the dramatic entrance that they do. They come in, it's really fun. Get my exercise today, picking up poop. Okay, now Sally's gonna go and pull my stuff down. How do you build a bond with a horse? Be a good leader. Don't let your horse get away with crap. Every single horse-human relationship, every single horse relationship, could be a horse and a chicken, doesn't matter. Petra, get out of there. Doesn't matter. Every single relationship that a horse has, the horse is either the leader or the other being is the leader. And horses just need that for survival. Jessica, the herd leader, is Nakona, and Nellie is second. All right, guys, I have that on the wall. I'm trying to pick up poop here. So yeah, when I hear people asking me about how to build a bond, it's just a matter of, you know, your horse doesn't care what you look like, what you wear, how much money you have. Horse doesn't care about that kind of stuff. All they care about is how you make them feel. And you can make a horse feel pretty insecure by being insecure yourself. So horses feel good when they're with somebody who's confident and can be a good leader. Like this big bay mare here, Nellie, move on. She has proven that if you're not a good leader for her, and this means anybody who interacts with this horse, she immediately is sizing you up to see what your leadership capabilities are. And if you are not the right leader for her, she will take over. And she will take over in a very dangerous manner. She has physically attacked somebody, one of my boarders, before I owned this horse. And yeah, it's pretty scary. So leadership absolutely must be established in order to build a bond with your horse. So what my recommendation is for that, learn. Building a bond with a horse is not about giving them treats. Somebody's asking where Diego is. He's out in the pasture. He's not one of mine. So he's with my boarder's horses. I like how Manzer hip checks Bear. Throws his hip into him. But yeah, you see a lot of people, they are saying that they're bonding with their horse by giving them treats. You're not bonding with your horse by giving them treats. A lot of times what's happening is you're spoiling them. But there are ways of giving treats in a positive manner, of course. I got a lot of different heights. I don't have anybody real big. Like there's the minis and the ponies, but everybody else is, most of my horses are like 14, 15 hands. I don't have any big horses. The biggest horse I have is 15.3, and that's Nellie. I think I just got one more pile of poop, guys, and then I can move them around. But I gotta make 2 trips because it's not, I hate that. See, there's that little bit left I gotta come back and pick up. Muffin's kind of a loner. She usually is just kind of standing off doing her own thing. Her and Miss Kitty used to just kind of stand together. They both kind of have the same, had the same mentality. They like to be invited to the party, but they don't necessarily want to go. Come on. Manzer and Bear are still going at it. You know, and I hear a lot of people talk about how they wish they had a horse of their own. Well, my recommendation is, you know, I had a parent one time tell me, he's like, gosh, I really feel like you're trying to talk us out of having horses. And I said, well, I'm not, because I was a 4-H leader for 10 years, and we always did little activities and stuff to, I just wanted to promote responsible horse ownership. But that's what I said is, I'm not trying to convince you to not do things with horses. I'm trying to convince you to be responsible about it and go about it the right way. Because you see so many people who, they get horses and they don't have enough education, so they end up with a spoiled horse, and they get hurt, or the horse gets hurt, and then the horse ends up being sold because they got a dangerous horse on their hands. You know, I don't recommend that a lot of people, or there's not, I don't recommend that everyone run out and buy a horse by any means. There's a lot of education that needs to happen in order for you to have a horse. So, and I'm going to say this, you guys probably heard me say it already. I'm going to say it again, and then you'll hear me say it again and again. You don't need a $35,000 horse. You need a $1,000 horse and $34,000 in lessons. And you get the lessons before you get the horse. And now that's just a number that I made up. That doesn't mean you have to spend that much on lessons. So I just saw somebody say, Lottie, get well soon. Lottie, are you here? What's going on? Oh, Lottie, I am so sorry to hear that. I know you said your grandfather just got over it. Oh, shoot, man. Hey, I'll be thinking about you. You just do everything you can to get healthy. Oh, Kitty, you're not, no, you get. I just saw somebody ask if it's too late for them to get back into horses. They're 25 years old. Are you kidding? You're like a baby. Sorry, I didn't mean that. But no, you know, I've got students who are in their 50s and they just started riding and they're freaking amazing. They're awesome. Never rode before in their life until they hit their 50s. Okay, I'm walking away for a second to go hang up my jacket. Don't knock my stuff over there, dude. I don't know if you guys saw that, but Manzer just touched the flag and scared himself. Okay. I got warm. I had to shed my jacket. Okay. Yeah, you're not too old to ride. You're not too old to ride. Now, there's definitely ways of going about it. You know, if you're 90 years old, I wouldn't recommend going and like just jumping on a youngster and taking off. You know, I mean, you got to be smart about what you ride. Hey, Ona. Misty, you said your back won't take it anymore. I've got a lot of clients who ride gaited horses, and that really has made the world of difference for them. So that's something to think about. But also too, driving, driving minis is so fun. And that's definitely, something to think about too. If you can find some that are trained well, I mean, there's ways of being around them. That's awesome, John. Good for her. Gaited horses are super fun to ride. I rode, if you haven't seen my videos from my trip to Canada, I think in my trail riding video, so somebody just asked what gaited horses are. Go to my trail riding playlist and check out my video from trail riding in Canada. We rode Pasofinos. Oh gosh, that was so fun. We had a blast. They're gaited horses. They just move differently. Yeah, Edie, that's right. The queen still rides. I don't remember how old she is, but yeah, that's a pretty big deal. Okay, you guys want to see them move around just a little bit? I'm just going to kind of drive them. I'll see if I can get everybody working together. Come on. Get everybody moving. When am I going to ride again? I don't know. Maybe tomorrow, the next day. I'm not going to do a live tomorrow, guys. I'm going to take tomorrow off from that. I'm going to hopefully bring you a video tomorrow morning. Come on, Sal. Get. So I'm hoping to bring a video tomorrow morning. When will Manzer's mom decide to cut him off? I don't know. You have to ask her. Get. I'm gonna bring up my energy a little bit. Come on, Muffin. Move it. When a rider is on a horse and they're bouncing up and down, you mean in rhythm with the horse? That's called posting. If you go and watch my video from riding Annabelle the other day, I explained that a little bit. And I'll do a video just on posting because there's a lot of people that don't understand what it's for. Or what the purpose is, Oh, good, Lottie. I'm so glad you enjoy it. Come on, everybody. Let's move our feet. Get along, little ponies. Get. Come on. We're all chubby. We need some exercise. Tracy, gaited is the way, there's horses that are gaited. They move differently. So your standard horses have, I don't want to say standard horses. Your stock horses have, they walk, they trot, they canter, they gallop. Different gaited breeds have different movements, okay? So they have what's called a running walk or a tolt or a flat walk. There's a lot of different things. So just research gaited horses, Tennessee Walkers, Pasofinos, Icelandics, what is the kind that I had? Rocky Mountain horses. Those are all gaited breeds of horses. And they just move a lot different. Okay guys, I'm gonna put this down and I'm gonna try to focus on the herd a little bit more and actually get them moving, okay? So I'm gonna use my other flag. I don't like this one. Actually, I'm gonna use, I'll explain this. Now, this is, oh goodness. I've got, how do I get my horses to get wild and crazy? They did that on their own. That's them. I don't get them to do that. They just do that. So now everybody's calm and I'm gonna move their feet, okay? So I'm gonna use, I have two different tools that I'm going to use. A lot of people are like, oh my gosh, whips are mean. You know, it's not true. Depends on how they're used. It's merely an extension of your arm. So I'm gonna set the camera down and I'm gonna work these guys and I'm gonna just kind of hope that they don't get into, I'm trying to think of where to put this where they don't get into everything. Okay guys, here we go. Oh, here comes the rain. Great. Our saddlebreds, known as gated. I don't think I've ever ridden a saddlebred. That's one breed that I don't think that I have ridden, now that I think about it. Okay, let's hope that stays there, guys. Okay. Be right back. Okay. All right, I'm going to explain two different tools that I will use for moving a horse. Now, I want to tell you that neither of these are used for beating a horse or for pain or anything like that. There's a lot of garbage that some people do, and there's a lot of garbage that a lot of people have skewed perception on things. So they assume that just because you have a whip in your barn that you beat horses, and that's not the intention here whatsoever. It is an extension of my arm. And when my body language says, I need you to move, and if they don't move, when I've got something like this, sure, I got a lot of reach to it, and I can give them a tap on the butt to say, move it. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that, because if I'm asking my horse to move forward, and they decide not to, and I can't get that horse to move forward, well, now I'm risking getting kicked or my horse just completely ignoring me altogether. Like when I put horses out after they've eaten their grain, I typically will carry a flag. I use a flag for my horses and I typically carry a whip for the boarders' horses, and let me tell you why. My horses, for the most part, will move from a flag. They know that they need to move. And where some of my boarders' horses, they just kind of look at you like, I don't really have to. And so I'll carry a whip and I can kind of slap the ground with it, whatever, and it just gets them to hustle and head back out to the pasture. Oh, cinnamon and Rosie, that is just, what a big meanie. So I'm going to use these two tools and I can show you kind of differently how I move them, okay? So now with the flag, a lot of times, you know, horses can become, the flag gets overused and the horse becomes very desensitized to it, okay? I don't like to desensitize my horses because I want them to be sensitive to what I'm asking them to do. So I don't like to dull my horses up to random objects. I will do something called stacking out, and I get my horses used to this kind of stuff. But so I don't want them to be afraid of it, but I also want them to move. When my body says you need to move, and then I use the flag to reinforce that, I want them to respond to it. So, but something I can do if they don't respond to that kind of stuff, horses who have become dull, I can use you can either call this a stick and string, a lunge whip, whatever. it doesn't really matter. The same gal that makes my halters made this, and I don't use this very often at all, but I'm just going to use it as example so you can kind of see the horses move around. And then if anybody isn't moving, so yeah, I look at it as it's a follow through. So I'm going to ask my horses to move, and if they don't respond, I will definitely follow through. So I'm going to go to the middle, and I'm going to start moving everybody. So I gave one horse a firm tap on the butt. Did anybody see which horse got a good tap on the butt? Anybody see that? One horse. Hi, kitty. So, yes. Why did Cinnamon get spanked on the butt? And it happened down on this end. May have been out of your view. But Cinnamon got tapped on the butt, and it was nothing hard. It wasn't anything that would have, like if somebody were to spank me that hard with it, it wouldn't have bothered me. She didn't do what she told, nope. Cinnamon was going after Rosie, and I just happened to be right there. So Rosie was cantering along trying to get away from, yeah, Sally's smart like that. But Cinnamon was going after Rosie and trying to bite her, and so I hustled up but with Rosie, okay? And what happened is, after that then, I kind of singled Cinnamon out, and I just kept driving her, and I ignored everybody else. Come on, you need to get out of here. Go. I don't need you by the mirror. Go, go, go. Get. So, I do that kind of stuff. I watch them, and I try to do that kind of stuff and redirect them. And the same goes for when I'm on a horse, okay? If you've ever ridden a horse, this happens a lot of times, you know, here during lessons, is when I'm teaching, say there's five riders out here on horses. One horse will go after another horse. Like, for instance, I'll give you an example. I had 5 kids on horses, and the girl that was on Bear, Nellie is the biggest horse out here. Nellie's a big bay mare. Bear's a little pinto pony. And Bear decided that as he went by Nellie, he was going to lunge at her and bite her in the face. Okay? So when that happened, the rider didn't see it coming. And so she wasn't able to prevent it from happening, so Bear got away with that. But what would have been better is if the rider that was on could have seen that coming, okay, paid attention to all the signals. There were plenty of signs that Bear gave that said, hey, I'm gonna go bite that horse. But the rider just didn't know. And it's not the rider's fault, they just don't know. So it was a learning experience though. That rider learned, hey, what did that horse do right before it bit the other horse while I was on it and scared me to death? So that's a learning experience right there. So with me, I was watching Cinnamon, and I could tell Cinnamon is going to go and bite Rosie. So as soon as the thought crossed Cinnamon's mind, hey, I'm gonna go bite that pony in the butt, she got a tap on the butt that redirected her and caused her to have to go forward, okay? So Rosie's like, why is your head in my butt? She's like, I don't like it. Ona is this one right here, yes. And she's always standing with me. She likes to have something to do. She's fun. So, that though is, you know, I've heard people say, I actually just heard something earlier today, that if you ever have to use anything to tap a horse, that you're abusive. And I just don't agree with that, because Cinnamon had no problem reaching out and biting Rosie and taking an entire mouthful of hair. There's not anything that I was going to be able to do from, no, Ona is this horse right here. Ona is this buckskin. Nakona is the appy down there. I know some people are talking about that. So, but anyway, that's how horses understand to move your feet. So I'm not gonna use vocal cues to try to hustle my horse along, okay? That's just not gonna work out. Ouch, this cat just bit me. Jackson, that wasn't nice. That wasn't nice at all. He's like, I want attention though. See, this cat's training me. He's like, if I bite her, she'll pet me. So, look at everybody just hanging out now. They're like, we're totally cool not having to work, except for Manzer, who has Miss Kitty's halter in his mouth. Nakona and Ona do get along okay, yes. I gotta chase these two out of there because Rosie's digging in my jacket pockets and Manzer has Miss Kitty's halter. So, and now Manzer understands what a flag is. So I come in like this. If they don't move by the time I get to them, I'm just gonna keep my flag. This is what I do. I keep my flag going up and down, and if I get to them, see how she sped up right before my flag actually got to her? She knows where it is. She knows I better move. Yeah, I like how they're all just standing in a circle, but see Muffin over by herself? That's Muffin. She's just like, she's like, they're all just a bunch of nonsense. She sees no reason to be over there. So now I'm going to pull out a tarp and let them all kind of mess around with the tarp. If you guys want to watch them just kind of be curious and investigate, it's kind of fun. So yeah, I'm not telling you guys though that you need to, like, you don't need to have a whip or anything when you're around your horses all the time, but by all means, don't let them get away with crap. If you ask them to move, follow through and make them move. My Manzer is not spoiled. He's not spoiled. If none of my horses are spoiled. So my horses know that I'll follow through, and that's the difference. Your horse, any horse, if somebody random takes a hold of one of my horse is automatically going to size that person up and figure out what they know. And they're going to see what they can and can't get away with. And it's not even that they're trying to get away with things, guys. It's that a horse needs a leader at all times. Horses always need a leader. So they're sizing you up to say, are you going to be my leader or am I going to be yours? See how Manzer is ducking his head up and down? Horses look at things differently like that to get a better view of stuff. They'll bring their head up and down, and sometimes they tilt their head to the side so they can look at it clearer with one eye. Oh, ouch, Misty, that's terrible. Yeah, it's scary. You know what? I'm gonna tell you guys this too. Miss Kitty is the only horse I've ever owned who's ever kicked me. Isn't that something? Okay, you two, look at, they're smelling her blanket. They know. And I gotta tell you guys this too. I don't know if I told you this. Here, look out, Ona. Come on. I don't know if I told you this, but Miss Kitty, she had a really weird odor to her. It was very, very strange. When she had passed, yeah, Petra, you said Petra has been very interested in Miss Kitty's blanket. When we pulled Miss Kitty through the field, Petra was very interested in her when she was in the pasture. And I did not get video footage of the look on Petra's face, but I wish I would have. Yeah, you know I'm talking about you. Yeah, hi. Hello. But she was very, like, you could tell she knew that that was very different. Very, very different. She was very interested. Manzer was really interested in her too. But I have to tell you that Miss Kitty had a very weird smell to her. And I tried to open her mouth, because I really wanted to take a look at that, at the lump that was in there. I was able to feel it. One day last week, I actually felt up in there, and she didn't seem to be hurt by me touching it, but it is, I just wanted to see size-wise. I wanted to see if it was the same or if it had changed, and it was the same. But she had a weird smell. I noticed she had a weird smell then, and when she was dead, I was gonna try to show Jason. I wanted to open her mouth and look at it and show Jason, and Tova wanted to see too. So when I was doing that though, I could smell a really, like, I'm trying to think of how to, almost like garbage. Like it had a real like yucky smell to it, really rotten sort of smell. And I noticed that in her from both ends too, because of course when, you know, when animals pass, there's stuff that comes out the hind. And, you know, everything was relaxed and stuff was coming out. And it was a very, very bad smell. And when we were pulling her out, I must have gotten some of that on me. And oh my gosh, I just couldn't stand it. I could smell that for hours, and it was still there until, oh goodness, it was still there until I took a shower. Panzer, this is I'm sacking out my youngster. Look at him just hold on to that. What a goofball. But he's like, it's chasing me, and see, he doesn't know enough to let it go. Did you see that? How he was kind of worried and he kept pulling on it, and he's like, I don't know what to do, and then he finally let it go. But yeah, it was exactly. So the herd knew that there was something going on. It must have been cancer, guys. I mean, and I would have loved to have had oh my gosh, I forgot the word again. Not an autopsy, a necropsy. Okay. If you want to correct me, go for it right here. Yes. Okay, so thank you. My brain gets kind of jumbled. I forget words, whatever. Thanks, guys. Got it. Okay, so anyway, I would have loved to have had that done because I would have loved to have known, but we just needed to get her buried at that point. You know what's funny is Petra will be so afraid of tarps. When somebody's riding and they go by a tarp, she'll spook at it. But yet she's over there playing with it. Hi, Ona. She's always got to be right there. She just came and put her nose in my ear. Yes, Miss Kitty did pass. So earlier today, though, when I was in here and I picked up Miss Kitty's blanket and finally moved it, because yesterday I just left it, I could smell that same smell by her blanket. So it's on her blanket. I gotta wash that. But just, it's just very distinct. I've never smelled anything like that before. These guys are all pretty boring now, hey? So I'll be doing this pretty often with these guys, bringing them in and just sort of moving them around. This is the first time I've ever moved Manzer around at all with the herd, you know, and they were all kind of pooped out by then, you know, when I started moving them around. But I'll be doing this on a regular basis, though, because these guys aren't going to get the work that they're used to, and it's super important. Very, very, very important for their feet. Yeah, it's harder to move them as a herd, I guess, because they kind of, all right, now we got these guys playing with whips, pulling on my jacket, so they're going to get chased out of here. I have 15 in my herd now. Rosie, can you let that go, please? Hi, can I have that? It's a shame that my horses are so afraid of whips, eh? Here, you need to get. You need to get. You need to get. Get. Thank you. All right, let's get something else for them to mess around with. But yeah, this is good for them to come in and do this. Get them moving around. Give them something different to do. They all get to roll in the sand because it's all yucky and wet and poopy outside. Yeah, I'm gonna go get the soccer ball. Give them all something to do. I sure do. I got 2 up in the corner. Okay, see that banner right there? Can you tell what horse that is? Who can guess that horse? Yep, that's Nika. All right, you guys ready? Here we go. We'll see what they do. Nothing. They're like, Mansur's like, oh, that looks like fun. Well, Annabelle, you saw it coming. Yeah, now it's gonna be playtime for Mansur. Everybody else, though, is like, whatever. Yeah, Sharon, that's an awesome video for me to watch on days where I'm missing a nice adrenaline rush on a horse. I've got a barrel racing video. I have a playlist of some different speed events. Not very many. I don't have very many at all. But I do have more on, I have more video footage of that kind of stuff on my external hard drive that will be fun for me to pull out eventually and get into videos for you guys to see. But yeah, Nico is the powerhouse, big time. So I love the video of her barrel racing. It's the last time I barrel raced her. It was 2017. So it's 3 years ago already. I can't believe it. You see how Nika just walked away when Mansur tried to nurse? She's like, no. That's cool. Bear's like, scratch my butt. See, Nika has her ear tilted at the tarp. She's fine with it, but she's like, I'm gonna look at it a little funny. I'll do another live video Monday, and yeah, I'll walk over and see Lucky in a moment. Mansur wants to show off first. He is. He's really full of himself. And then Nakona is over there. Can you see her rubbing her nose on the ball? And Daisy's over there too with it. Mansur's sacking himself out. What's my favorite thing to do with my horses? I don't really have a favorite thing to do. My favorite thing to do with a horse is to go down an awesome trail through the woods and just go full speed. Ona, quit rubbing your butt on stuff. Get, look at, she knocked all the whips down. She broke it. It's nice. She broke my rack. This stinker. Look at that. This is why I can't have things. My horses break stuff. Cinnamon and Blossom? Oh gosh, yeah, they don't look anything alike. This is Cinnamon. Big brown and white paint. And she is, I'll show you guys size-wise so you can see. To give you an idea of how big she is. Okay, so I said I can't have nice things because my horses break stuff. So Cinnamon is, I think, my second to biggest horse. So Nellie is the biggest. So here's Nellie and Annabelle. Annabelle's pretty small. And then Blossom is this buckskin right here. This is Blossom. Hi, Blossom. So Blossom is one of my personal horses. So that's Blossom. And Blossom's about 15 hands. She's like, hi, where are you going? The oldest now is, she wants to be scratched. The oldest now is Nika and Muffin. And Muffin has something called PPID. Some people know it as Cushing's, but PPID is what it is, and Muffin is standing right there. I'm gonna walk away from Blossom, watch and see what happens. She's like, no, you need to keep scratching me. She loves attention. She loves it so much. Yeah, you do. And then here's Lucky. Lily wanted to see Lucky's eye, or lack of eye. Oh, Luck. Oh, buddy. So Lucky, there's his actual eye. Still, buddy. And here's his non-eye. There's a glass ball underneath there. So, not sure what happened. Lucky's from Canada. I forget the name. I forget the name of the place that he's from. But he's from Canada, and that's where, I believe that's where he had his accident when he was young. Hey, girls. Sally has the cutest eyes. Hello, North Carolina. Does he no, Lucky doesn't spook easier. He's actually pretty steady. He doesn't spook it much. He has a hard time, like when he's traveling left, he has a hard time sometimes because he wants to be able to see. So, oh, you meant Annabelle and Cinnamon. Okay, so, oh, Blossom's about to get snarky. See her backing up? You see what she just did to Nika? How she was backing up into her? Look at it, she's gonna keep going. Mean mares. So, Cinnamon, Annabelle. Annabelle's got a lot more white, and she's really short. So you saw me stand next to Cinnamon. Now I'll go and stand here. I'll do it again just so you can see. Hey, Katie, how's it going? Guys, my friend Katie has chimed in. Katie from Horse Talk. You want to go check out her channel. She has a great channel, talks about all kinds of real stuff. Okay, so again, Cinnamon, all right? So her withers are like to my eyes. Now you girls don't go fighting Manzer. My gosh, everybody's... And Annabelle is a lot shorter. So she's quite a bit shorter. She's a good 5 inches or so shorter. So Annabelle's the one that I rode the other day in the video, the live video. Let's see. Hello, Minnesota? Yeah, Annabelle is one of Katie's favorite horses to ride. Hi, Debbie. You're welcome, Tracy. Okay, everybody's pretty boring now, hey? I think I'll open the door back up and ship them all out. You guys want to see me send them back out to the pasture? Have I been halter training Manzer yet? Yes, I've had a halter on him twice. I put the halter on him initially in January, and then beginning of February, I think it was beginning of February, could have been the end of January, I trimmed him. I didn't trim him, my friend Amy trimmed him. And so he had his first trim the second day he was haltered, and he did fabulous. So that video is coming. I have that. I just need to edit it and get it to you guys. So it's just gonna, it'll be a little bit, so you'll get it. Excuse me, Manzer. I know, you would like to take off with Miss Kitty's halter, but you need to leave that there. Miss Kitty's halter is going to go, it's kind of sad that it's in here. Let go. Let go, thank you. So, how many horses were born on my farm? None. Well, actually, no, I take that back. Nika was born on this farm, but she wasn't mine when she was born. You are such a stinker. Get out of here, toddler. Get. So Miss Kitty was born on my parents' farm, and Nika was actually born on this farm, but it was before we owned it. So my arena is 60 by 120, and then I have this viewing room in the corner of that, so it's not very big. But it's better than nothing, that's for sure. Yeah, Manzer was born here, duh. Forgot about that. Kind of important, hey? These two are... See, now Ona and Miss Kitty were pretty close. And actually Bear was too, as you guys heard me say in another video, that Bear really liked Miss Kitty. Will I ever barrel race Nika again? I don't know, maybe. Depends. It could happen. Oh, sorry guys, I'm trying to put my jacket on here while I'm doing this. Easier said than done. Yes, I am going to send them out the back door. Katie, you should have seen them come in. You'll have to go back and watch the beginning of the video. They were nuts. Oh my gosh, they had the best time. They had a really good time. They were running and bucking. Oh, and Katie, we're doing this with the border horses tomorrow. I'm going to, I'm not going to do a live tomorrow, but I will video. So you guys, I'll video all of it. And Sheila, if you want to hear what happened to Miss Kitty, I posted that on Wednesday. So go back to 2 days ago and you can watch that video and see everything that happened. Okay. Who am I riding on Monday? I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing an hour from now. Yes, I'm going to get a P.O. box. I need to do that. But I don't really want to go anywhere right now. So, just a minute, Nellie. Now, you are not allowed to run me over. She immediately was thinking that she would come over here and run me over to get out the door, which is not cool. Hi, Susie. Here they all go. Okay, Manzer, thanks for leaving poop in here before you left. It's awesome. Oh, you know what? I gotta go out and open up the gate. I didn't do that. So I gotta get out in front of them and open up the gate. Susie, that's okay. You can go back and watch, though, because it was pretty fun to watch them all come running in. They were all nuts. It was fun. I can't wait to let them out here, too. I put this up in the fall, so I got this nice big area to turn them loose in, but a lot of the fence is kind of, it got pushed down. We have so much snow. Hello, Australia. Well, that's awesome. They made a mess of this back here. That's the problem. There's so much snow or mud. I got fence broke everywhere. Oh, the joys of winter. Got to go through and fix all the fence now. I know. Okay. All right. Let's run them all out the back. I gotta go get my bag. Oh. I'm struggling in the snow here. Yeah, this isn't quite mud yet. This is nothing. Hey guys. Excuse me. Excuse me. Coming through. Come on. Excuse me. Excuse me. Why do horses think they can run you over? Because you don't have an ounce of respect with them. So, with my horses, for instance, the ones that had previous issues with getting away with everything are the ones that I have to worry about, okay? Or, whereas the ones that, like Ona, for instance, Ona is very respectful, but I'm the only one that's handled her. Nika is very respectful. Annabelle was not respectful at all. Come on, Muff, out, come on. She's like, but I want to just hang out here. So horses who have been taught that it is okay to run people over will try to run people over. So there's a saying, don't ever let your horse weigh you. And what that means is as soon as your horse thinks that they can run you over, that's kind of a permanent deal. So they realize that they can do that, okay? Come on, Mr. Bear. Like, Bear would never try to run me over. He's never even thought that that was remotely okay. Everybody out. When will it get really muddy there? Okay, so like this is nothing, absolutely nothing. It's supposed to be 51 degrees tomorrow. Today it's cold. It's like 33, 34 degrees. Yeah, you never want your horse to think that they're stronger than you or that they weigh more than you, because that's when they take over. Like the minis. Think about the minis. They don't realize that they're as small as they are. They think they're way bigger than that. Oh, Bear's gonna go cause some. You wanna see Bear squeal? Look at him, he's acting all, he thinks he's all studdy. And then Trigger's chewing on Nellie's face. Ouch. Here's Diego. Mares are in heat. Hi, Trig. Here's Diego. They're all getting chubby. When you see a mare with a tail flipped up like that, they're in heat. You guys are boring. Usually Bear comes over here and him and Diego chew on each other's faces. No, I don't keep geldings and mares separate. I keep Borders horses separate from my horses. So I have 2 pastures. One for Borders, one for my horses. I like to have my horses together. I like my herd. Okay. Let's go. Oh, you guys are just sick. Go. Yit. Yit. And now they'll tromp around back here for a little while before they'll go back out. Did you see Annabelle jump that? She jumps like a cow. Here's our little river. It's getting wider. Come on, everybody out. They got hay in their pasture, but they're gonna wanna roam around back here. It's just what they do. So I gotta send them out. Come on, get out. Petra will always wait until I absolutely make her go back out. Annabelle and Sally, they just want to go in for their food. They're like, come on, let us in for grain. Good job, everybody. There. Now, hopefully everybody's nice to Rosie. I'm sure she's going to get picked on a little bit. Oh, see what Rosie's doing? She's following the scent of Miss Kitty. Huh. Interesting. She was following the trail. 56 and sunny, that's nice. I would like 56 and sunny. Yeah, Rosie hasn't been out here yet since Miss Kitty passed, so. Well, that was fun. Hey guys, I wasn't planning on doing that until I thought about it last night, and I'm like, you know, that might be a fun thing to do today. How long will it take Rosie to reclaim her place in the herd? She was pretty much at the bottom, so she's there. Yeah, Rosie and Daisy kind of chum out together. It's like the whole saying, birds of a feather flock together. The minis stick together. Yeah, Rosie's she's right on Miss Kitty's trail. .48 and sunny in Wisconsin, that's so not fair. So not fair. Well, hello again. Huh. I'm just watching Rosie. It's really interesting. I am going to take the Borders horses in tomorrow and run them around, but I'm not planning on doing a live tomorrow. So, but I will get it on video. What? Clover, you're so athletic. What an athletic kitty. Is there a reason why I don't put the Borders horses in my horses? Yeah, because I like my horses to be alone. I wasn't planning on ever having Borders, but it just kind of happened. I know how my horses will act with my students, and I don't want to send my horses or my students out with horses that are not mine. And same with, I don't want people, like I love my Borders. I have really, really great Borders. I have to say that first, but I don't necessarily want people out with my horses. And I don't want my students out with horses that are not mine, if that makes sense. So I like my horses to be together, and I like boarders' horses to be separate. Look at Rosie. My gosh. She's like a bloodhound on this scent. Aw. My husband walked out there Wednesday night and put a fence around where Miss Kitty is because it is like quicksand back there. And we were afraid of one of the horses getting sucked into the hole. Kind of like Jason and I. The boss horse is that one right there. You see Rosie sniffing around over there? Look at her, she's flipping her lip up. Yeah, the horses were sniffing her blanket when they were in the arena. They were checking it out. Sandra, if you have a horse that's mean in the pasture towards other horses, there's really not a whole lot you can do about that, unfortunately. And not that I found anyway. Something that I find helps for sure is work. So the more you work a horse, the better they are. I've actually had a border horse here who was really nasty towards other horses for a long time, and he actually got very aggressive towards the other horses. And I had one of my boarders who was a kid go out to catch her horse, and this horse that was boarded here tore into her horse. It was getting bad, and I kind of have an unwritten rule at my place that all the horses need to be, like, I don't have any horses here that just sit around and do nothing. So they all have jobs, they're all worked with. Everybody that boards here is really good about taking their horses in and doing something with them. But if horses are bored, they start to find things to do. It's kind of like kids, okay? So if you get a kid that doesn't have anything to do, they start being naughty. They find things to do, whether it be good things or not. And horses are the same way. So if you can give them a job and get them so they're a little bit tired, you know, there's something to be said about wet saddle blankets. The more energy you get out of your horse, the better they're going to act in the herd environment. So that's my recommendation, is get your horse in and work them. Annabelle used to get really beat up in the herd, and after we did a lot of groundwork with her, she really didn't have much understanding of personal space and boundaries. And she didn't with people, and she also didn't with horses, with other horses. And the more we did groundwork with her and helped her understand, hey, you can't be in my space, the better she was in the herd. So she started having less marks on her. You know, the other horses would go and tell her, hey, I need you to move, and they'd pin their ears, and she wouldn't move, so they'd just pummel her. And, you know, she was full of marks all the time, and now she understands, oh, I better move. So something to be said about all that. So what I'm going to do next is, when I'm done talking with you guys, there's quite a bit of hay left in here from yesterday. I got to put some of these nets in the boarders' pasture and get that fixed up, because I don't have nets in their boxes right now, so I got to get those in there. But I've been waiting for some decent weather. So tomorrow's supposed to be nicer, so I'd like to do it tomorrow. But we're supposed to get a snowstorm on Monday, so I should probably do it before then. Somebody just asked if I work with any disabled children. Yes, I do. I've worked with quite a few over the years. Yeah, I don't lunge, Katie. Katie, the horse girl. I'm not referring to lunging. Lunging a horse is just mindlessly running them around in circles. You need to do something where you're going to get them engaged. So I want you to think about things that you're mentally working on with them, not just physically moving them, but mentally working with them. Sometimes you don't need to go beyond walk just to get them mentally engaged. Quality groundwork. I'm not big on, there's certain things I do like about lunging, and I see it has a place. It definitely has a place. But a lot of times people just don't know how to do it. People don't know how to do it with any kind of quality, and so it just turns into the horse just flailing around with no purpose whatsoever. What? You're needy. Happy Easter to you too. Yeah, these ties that I have right here, I'm not a fan. This is all kind of ripped together right now. I used to have these, so why don't I open this up and I can show you. My dad made this for me. Look out. Excuse me. Okay, show you. I have these frames. See this metal frame? This metal frame that's on here. This, I used to have it so it would just sit down over top of the bale, but I found that they wear out a little bit quickly when I do that, and they also can kind of twist when they're in the box. So I attached the frames to the lid, and what that does is they don't wear it out as fast, and it's a lot easier for me because when I fill the boxes, I'm not having to remove the frame and replace it in there. So this is just these zip ties. I don't recommend doing this because they break in the cold, and so baler twine actually was a way better approach. I would like something a little bit more that looks a little nicer, I guess, than baler twine, but hey, recycling, right? So that's how those work. But I've got to fix it over in my borders pasture. I got to get them all done up. So yeah, this isn't a perfect system right now, but it works better than it did. And the thing I like about using these nets in here is that it lasts them a really long time. They're not like Borders horses are all pretty much out of their hay, and a lot of it is on the ground. Like there's very little in this little bit that's on the ground. It's just because I lifted that off and they were able to grab a couple mouthfuls. Blossom had cut herself pretty good the other day. See that right there? Okay, well that was exciting. All right, guys, thank you. Horse lover, yes, I do have some groundwork shown throughout my channel. See you later, Katie. Yes, we did, Becky, we did get to see the Longhorns in Fort Worth. And actually, if you go to my playlist titled Travel and Adventure, you'll see my friend Katie and we went to the Legacy. I was there 2 different years, and when Katie and I went, I got that on video and posted it on my channel, so check it out. But yeah, I do have some groundwork videos. You just got to kind of look. I think I have a playlist titled Groundwork, so maybe go check that out. I think I do anyway. But I'll be posting a lot more of that kind of stuff. All right, guys. Well, I won't see you live until Monday, so have a fabulous Easter, and I will be posting over the weekend of videos that I edited, so be sure to check those out. And you guys have somebody just asked about Miss Kitty's playlist. Yes, if you go to my channel, if you need to find the playlist, you just simply go to my channel page, and across the top there's all the different tabs. One says videos. One says about, one says playlists, community, that kind of stuff. If you go into the one that says playlist, just scroll through there and you'll find Miss Kitty's. I also am pretty sure that I have her playlist linked in the description below in this video, so you could go down there and check it out, okay? All right, guys, thank you so much, and I will see you on Monday. Bye.